Khureb BeRuakh, Sword of the Spirit, narrated and interpreted by Wendy.
NEKHAMJAH, Nehamiah. The words of NEKHAMJAH, the son of Hakaliah. And it came to pass in the month of Kislew, during the 20th year, while I was in Shishun the palace, then Hanani, one of my brethren, came, he and men of Yehudah. Then concerning Yehudah and Yerushalayim, I asked about those who had escaped, who were left of the captivity. And they said to me, the remnant who are left of the captivity are in great affliction and reproach there in the province. Also the wall of Yerushalayim is broken down, and its gates are burned with fire. And it came to pass when I heard these things, that I sat down and wept, and mourned and fasted, and prayed before the Elohim of the heavens for days, and said, I beseech you, O Yahweh Elohim of the heavens, the great and fearsome all, who keeps covenant and mercy for those who love him, and observe his commandments. Let your ear now be attentive, and your eyes open, so that you may hear the word of your servant, which I pray before you now, day and night, for the children of Yisrael, your servants, and confess the sins of the children of Yisrael, that we have sinned against you. Both I and my father's house have sinned. We have dealt very corruptly against you, and have not kept the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the judgments, which you commanded your servant Moshe. Remember, I beseech you, the word that you commanded your servant Moshe, saying, if you transgress, I will scatter you abroad among the nations. But if you turn to me, and keep my commandments, and do them, although you were cast out to the uttermost part of the heavens, still I will gather them from there, and will bring them to the place where I have chosen to set my name. Now these are your servants and your people, whom you have redeemed by your great power and by your strong hand. O Adonai, I beseech you. Now let your ear be attentive to the prayer of your servant, and to the prayer of your servants, who desire to revere your name. Also, I pray you, prosper your servant this day, and grant him mercy in the sight of this man, for I am the king's cupbearer. Chapter 2. And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, during the 20th year of Artaxerxes the king, that wine was before him. Therefore I took up the wine and gave it to the king. However, I had never been troubled in his presence before. Therefore the king asked me, why is your countenance sad, seeing you are not sick? This was nothing but sorrow of heart. Then I was afraid. So I said to the king, let the king live forever. Why should my countenance not be sad when the city, the place of my father's sepulchres, is wasted, and its gates are consumed with fire? Then the king asked me, what is your request? So I prayed to the Elohim of the heavens. Then I said to the king, if it pleases the king, and if your servant has found favor in your sight, such that you would send me to Yehudah, to the city of my father's sepulchres, so that I may build it. Therefore the king asked me, with the queen sitting by him, how long will your journey be, and when will you return? So it pleased the king to send me, and I set a time for him. Moreover, I said to the king, if it pleases the king, give letters to me for the governors beyond the river, so that they may allow me passage until I come into Yehudah. Also a letter to Asap, the keeper of the king's forest, so that he gives me timber to make beams for the gates of the palace that is for the house, and for the wall of the city, and for the house that I will enter into. Therefore the king granted goodwill upon me, according to the hand of my Elohim. Then I came to the governors beyond the river, and gave them the king's letters. Now the king had sent captains of the army and horsemen with me. When Sanballat the Horoni and Thubiah the servant, the Ammoni, heard, it grieved them very much. It grieved them exceedingly that an Adam had come to seek the welfare of the children of Yisrael. Then I came to Jerusalem, and was there for 3 days. And I arose during the night, myself and a few men with me, and did not tell any Adam what my Elohim had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem. Nor were there any beasts with me, except the beast that I rode upon. And I went out of the gate of the valley by night, even before the eye of the dragon, and to the dung port, and viewed the walls of Jerusalem, which were broken down. Also its gates were consumed with fire. Then I went on to the gate of the fountain, and to the king's pool. However, there was no place for the beast that was under me to pass. Then, during the night, I went up by the brook, and viewed the wall, and turned back, and entered by the gate of the valley, and returned. And the rulers did not know where I went, nor what I did, nor did I tell it to the Yehudim, nor to the priests, nor to the nobles, nor to the rulers, nor to the rest of those who would do the work yet. Then I said to them, do you see the distress that we are in? How Jerusalem is wasted, and its gates are burned with fire? Come, let us build up the wall of Jerusalem, so that we may not be a reproach any longer. Then I told them of the land of my Elohim, which was good upon me, also the king's words, which he spoke to me. And they said, let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for good. But when Sanballat, the Haruni, and Thubiah, the servant of the Ammon, and Geshem, the Arabi, heard it, they laughed us to scorn, and despised us, and said, what is this thing that you are doing? Are you rebelling against the king? Then I answered and said to them, the Elohim of the heavens, he will prosper us. Therefore, we, his servants, will rise up and build. But you have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem. Then Elishib the high priest rose up with his brethren, the priests, and they built the sheep gate. They sanctified it and set up its doors. Also they sanctified it to the tower of Meah, to the tower of Hananel. And next to him the men of Yerahu built, and next to them Zakkur, the son of Imri, built. But the fish gate, however, the sons of Hasena built the fish gate, who laid its beams and set up its doors, its locks, and its bars. And next to them Mereut, the son of Auriyah, the son of Kutz, repaired. And next to them Meshulam, the son of BeRuack, the son of Meshizabal, repaired. And next to them Zadok, the son of Baana, repaired. And next to them the Tekates repaired. However, the nobles did not come shouldering the work of their Adonai. Furthermore, Yudyada, the son of Pesach, the son of Meshulam, the son of Besudayah, repaired the old gate with the counsel of Yehuah. They laid its beams, and set up its doors, and its locks, and its bars. And next to them, Melathiah, the Gibeoni, and Yadun, the Mera'anti, the men of Gibeon and of Mitzpah, repaired until the throne of the governor on this side of the river. Next to him, Autziel, the son of Ganaiah, of the goldsmiths, repaired. Also next to him, Kanaiah, the son of an apothecary, repaired. And they fortified Jerusalem to the broad wall. And next to them, Rebaiah, the son of Hur, the ruler of half of Jerusalem, repaired. And next to them, Yadaiah, the son of Harumap, repaired across from his house. The son of Harumap, Yadaiah, the son of Harumap, repaired across from his house. And next to him, Hathshus, the son of Hashabaniah, repaired. Malekiah, the son of Harim, and Hashub, the son of Pahat Moab, repaired the other piece, and the tower of the furnaces. And next to him, Shallum, the son of Haluchesh, the ruler of half of Yeshariel, repaired, he and his daughters. Hanun and the inhabitants of Zanuch repaired the valley gate. They built it and set up its doors, its locks, its bars, and 1,000 cubits of the wall until the dung gate. However, Malchiah, the son of Rechab, the ruler of part of Beit Hakarim, he built it and set up its doors, its locks, but the gate of the foundation, Shelun, the son of Calhose, the ruler of part of Mitzpah, repaired. He built it and covered it and set up its doors, its locks, and its bars, and the wall of the pool of Shah, and the wall of the pool of Shaleach by the king's garden, and to the stairs that go down from the city of David. After him, NEKHAMJAH, the son of Azbuk, the ruler of half of Beit Zur, repaired in front of the sepulchres of David, and to the pool that he made, and to the house of the warriors. After him, the Lehim repaired, Rechum, the son of Bani. Next to him, Hashabiah, the ruler of half of Keilah, repaired in his portion. After him was their brethren, Bahwai, the son of Henadad, the ruler of half of Keilah, repaired. And next to him, Atzer, the son of Yeshua, the ruler of Mitzpah, repaired another piece in front of the armory at the turning. After him, BeRuakh, the son of Zabnai, earnestly repaired the other piece, from the turning to the door of the house of Elishib, the high priest. After him, Meremut, the son of Ahuriah, the son of Gutz, repaired another piece, from the door of the house of Elishib even to the end of the house of Elishib. And after him, the priests, the men of the plain, repaired. After him, Binyamin and Cushab repaired in front of their house. After him, Azariah, the son of Maashiah, the son of Aunaniah, repaired by his house. After them, Binnui, the son of Henadad, repaired another piece, from the house of Azariah to the turning, even to the corner. Palal, the son of Uzai, across from the turning, and the tower that lies out from the king's high house, that was by the court of the prison. After him, Pedaiah, the son of Baruch. Moreover, the temple servants dwelt in Abel, to the place across from the water gate toward the east, and the tower that lies outside. After them, the Tekaites repaired another piece, across from the great tower that lies outside, even to the wall of Abel. The priest repaired above the horse gate, everyone across from his house. After them, Zadok, the son of Amer, repaired across from his house. After him, Shemaiah, the son of Zechariah, the keeper of the east gate, repaired. After him, Hananiah, the son of Shelumiah, and Hanan, the sixth son of Zalap, repaired another piece. After him, Meshulam, the son of Berechiah, repaired across from his chamber. After him, Malchiah, the goldsmith's son, repaired to the place of the temple servants, and the merchants across from the gate, Mikgad, and to the going up of the corner. Also, goldsmiths and merchants repaired between the going up of the corner to the sheep gate. Chapter 4. However, it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we built the wall, he was angry and took great indignation and mocked the Yehudim. And he spoke before his brethren and the army of Shamarun and said, "What are these feeble Yehudim doing? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heap of rubbish which are burned?" Now Thubiah the Ammoni was with him, and said to him, "Also what they build, if a fox goes up, even he can break down their stone wall. Hear, O Yahweh our Elohim, For we are despised, and turn their reproach upon their own head, and give them for a prey in the land of captivity. And do not cover their iniquity, and do not let their sin be blotted out from before you, for they have provoked to anger before the builders. So we built the wall. The entire wall was joined together until half of it, for the people had a mind to work. But it came to pass when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Abiim and the Ammon and the Ashkenanim heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up, that the breaches began to be stopped. Then they were very angry, and they all conspired together to come, to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. However, we made our prayer to our Elohim and set a watch against them day and night because of them. And Yehudah said, the strength of the bearers of burdens have weakened, and there is great rubble, such that we are not able to build the wall. Moreover, our adversaries said, they will not know nor see until we come into the midst among them and slay them and cause the work to cease. And it came to pass when the Yehudim who dwelt by them came, they said to them 10 times, they will come from all directions and attack us. Therefore I set in the lower places behind the wall, on the higher places. I even set the people after their families with their swords, their spears, and their bows. And I looked and rose up, and said to the nobles and to the rulers and to the rest of the people, do not be afraid of them. Remember, Adonai is great and fearsome, and he will fight for your brethren, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses. And it will come to pass when our enemies hear what is known to us, that our enemies will hear what is known to us, and Elohim has brought their counsel to nothing. And Elohim has brought their counsel to nothing, that all of us have returned to the wall, everyone to his work. And it will come to pass that our enemies will hear what is known to us, and that Elohim has brought their counsel to nothing, that all of us will return to the wall, everyone to his work. And it came to pass from that time forth that half of my servants labored in the work, and the other half of them held both the spears, the shields, and the bows, and the armor. And the rulers were behind the entire house of Yehudah. Those who built on the wall, and those who carried burdens, with those who labored, with one of his hands laboring in the work, and with the other holding a weapon. For each of the builders had his sword girded by his side, and he who sounded the trumpet was by me. And I said to the nobles, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, the work is great and large, and we are separated upon the wall, one from another. And whatever place you hear the sound of the trumpet, resort there to us. Our Elohim will fight for us. So we labored in the work, and half of them held up the spears from the rising of the morning until the stars appeared. Also, at the same time I said to the people, let everyone with his servant lodge within Jerusalem, so that they can be a guard for us during the night, and labor during the day. So neither I, nor my brethren, nor my servants, nor the men of the guard who followed me, none of us took off our clothes. Each took them off for washing. Chapter 5. And there was a great cry from the people and from their wives against their brethren, the Yehudim. And there were those who said, we, our sons, and our daughters are many. Therefore we will take up grain so that we may eat and live. And there were those who said, we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards, and houses, so that we might buy grain because of the scarcity. And there were those who said, we have borrowed money for the king's tribute, our land, and vineyards. Yet now our flesh is like the flesh of our brethren, our children like their children. And lo, we bring our sons and our daughters into bondage to be servants, and our daughters are brought to bondage. Nor is it in our power, for other men have our lands and vineyards. And I was very angry when I heard their cry and these words. Then I consulted with myself, and I rebuked the nobles and the rulers, and said to them, You extract usury, every one of his brother. And I set a great assembly against them. And I said to them, We have redeemed our brethren, who were sold to the nations according to our ability. But will you sell your brethren? Or will they be sold to us? Therefore they held their peace and could not say a word. Also I said, What you have done is not good. Should you not walk in reverence of our Elohim because of the reproach of the nations of our enemies? Likewise, my brethren and my servants and I are lending them money and grain. I pray you, let us leave off this interest. Restore, I pray you, to them, even this day, their lands, their vineyards, their olive yards, and their houses. Also 1% of the money and grain, the wine, and the oil that you have extracted from them. Then they said, We will restore, and we will require nothing of them. Therefore we will do as you say. Then I called the priests, and took an oath of them, that they will do according to this promise. Also I shook my lap, and said, Therefore Elohim shake out every man from his house, and from his labor, that does not perform this promise, even though he is shaken out and emptied. And all the congregation said, Amen, and praised Yahuwah. And the people did according to this promise. Moreover, from the time that I was appointed to be their governor in the land, from the 20th year even to the 32nd year of Artaxerxes the king, 12 years, I and my brethren have not eaten the bread of the governor. But the former governors who had been before me were charging the people, and had taken bread and wine from them. Indeed, even their servants carried rule over the people. But I did not do so, because of the fear of Elohim. Also I continued in the work of this wall, but we did not buy any land, and all my servants were gathered there for the work. Moreover, at my table were 150 of the Yehudim and rulers, besides those who came to us from among the nations that are around us. Now that which was prepared daily was 1 ox, 6 choice sheep. Also fowls were prepared for me. Also a storage of all sorts of wines once in 10 days. Yet for all this I did not require the bread of the governor, because the bondage was heavy upon the people. Think of me, my Elohim, for good, according to all that I have done for these people. Chapter 6. Now it came to pass that Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem the Arabi and the rest of our enemies heard that I had built the wall, and that there was no breach left in it. However, at that time I had not set up the doors upon the gates. And Geshem sent for me, saying, Come, let us meet together in the villages in the plain of Aunu. But they thought to do mischief. Therefore I sent messengers to them, saying, I am doing a great work, so I cannot come down. Why should the work stop while I leave it and come down to you? However, they sent to me 4 times according to this manner, and I answered them after the same manner. Then Sanballat sent his servants to me in like manner the 5th time, with an open letter in his hand, in which was written, It is reported among the nations, and Gashmu, saying that you and the Yehudim think to rebel. For this reason you are building the wall, so that you may be their king, according to these words. Also you have appointed prophets to preach of you at Jerusalem, saying, A king is in Yehuda. And now it will be reported to the king according to these words. Therefore, come now, and let us take counsel together. Then I sent to him, saying, There is no such thing done like you say, but you speak them out of your own heart. For they all made us afraid, saying, Their hands will be weakened from the work, so that it will not be done. Now therefore strengthen my hands. Afterward I went to the house of Shemaiah, the son of Dalayehu, the son of Mehithabel, who was shut up, and said to him, Let us meet together in the house of Elohim within the temple, and let us shut the doors of the temple, for they will come to slay you. Indeed, in the night they will come to slay you. And he said, Let us meet together in the house of Elohim within the temple, and let the temple doors be shut, for they will come to slay you. Indeed, in the night they will come to slay you. Should such a man as I flee, and who like me would go into the temple to save his life? I will not go in. And lo, I perceived that Elohim had not sent him, but that he pronounced this prophecy against me, for Thubiah and Sanballoth had hired him. Therefore he was hired, so that I would be afraid, and do so, and sin, and so that they might have an evil report, that they might reproach me. My Elohim, think upon Thubiah and Sanballoth, according to these works, and upon the prophetess Nuadiah, and the rest of the prophets, who would have put me in fear. So the wall was finished in the 25th of Elul. And it came to pass that when all their enemies heard, and all the nations that were around us saw, they were very cast down in their eyes, and they perceived that this work was worked by their Elohim. Moreover, in those days the nobles of Yehuda sent many letters to Thubiah, and from Thubiah came to them. For many in Yehuda were sworn to him, because he was the son-in-law of Shechaniah, the son of Arach, and his son Yehohanan had taken the daughter of Meshullam, the son of Berechiah. Also they reported his good deeds before me, and uttered my words to him. Thubiah sent letters to put me to fear. Thubiah sent me letters to put me in fear. Chapter 7. Now it came to pass, when the wall was built, that I had set up the doors, and the porters, and the singers, and the Lehuim were appointed. And I charged my brother Hanani, and Hananiah became the captain of the palace over Yerushalayim, for he was a faithful man, and revered Elohim above many. And I said to them, Do not let the gates of Yerushalayim be opened until the sun is hot. And while they stand by, let them shut the doors, and bar them, and appoint watches of the inhabitants of Yerushalayim, everyone in his watch, and everyone to be in front of his house. Now the city was large and great, but the people were few in it, and the houses were not built. And my Elohim put into my heart to gather together the nobles, and the rulers, and the people, so that they might be reckoned by genealogy. And I found a registry of the genealogy of who came up at the beginning, and found writings in it. These are the children of the province, who went up out of the captivity of those who had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babel, had carried away, and came again to Yerushalayim and to Yehuda, everyone to his city, who came with Zerubbabel, Yehoshua, NEKHAMJAH, Azaryehu, Ra'amyah, Naham-ani, Mardukkai, Bilshan, Misperet, Bigwai, Nehum, Baana, the number of the men of the people of Yeshareal. The children of Baruch were 2,172. The children of Shephathiah were 372. The children of Arach were 652. The children of Pahat Moab Of the children of Yeshua and Yoab were 2,818. The children of Elam were 1,254. The children of Zattuah were 845. The children of Zakkai were 760. The children of Binnui were 648. The children of Bebai were 628. The children of Binnui were 648. The children of Bebai were 628. The children of Azgad were 2,322. The children of Adonikam were 667. The children of Bigwai were 2,067. The children of Adin were 655. The children of Ather of Chaziyah were 98. The children of Kashrum were 328. The children of Betzai were 324. The children of Harib were 112. The children of Beit Lechem and Nethbat were 188. The men of Anatut were 128. The men of Beit Azmawet were 42. The men of Kiryat Yerim and Be'arut were 743. The men of Ramah and Gibah were 621. The men of Beit Al and Hai were 123. The children of another Nebu were 52. The children of another Elam were 1,254. The children of Harim were 120. The children of Yerahu were 345. The children of Lud, Hadid, Aonu were 721. The children of Senai, the children of Sena'ah, were 3,930. The priests, the children of Yadayah, of the house of Yeshua, were 973. The children of Amer were 1,052. The children of Pashkur was 1,247. The children of Karim were 1,017. The Lechim, the children of Yeshua, of Kadmiel, of the children of Hudua, were 74. The singers, the children of Asap, were 148. The porters, the children of Shalom, the children of Ather, the children of Thalmun, the children of Akub, the children of Hathitha, the children of Shabai, were 138. The temple servants, the children of Zicha, the children of Hashupah, the children of Thabaut, the children of Gerash, the children of Sia, the children of Padon, the children of Labana, the children of Hagabah, the children of Shalmai, the children of Hana, the children of Gidel, the children of Gaher, the children of Reaya, the children of Retzin, the children of Nekuda, the children of Gazam, the children of Autza, the children of Pasea, the children of Besai, the children of Meunim, the children of Nepishasim, the children of Bakbuk, the children of Hachgupa, the children of Haor, the children of Baslit, the children of Makida, the children of Har, the children of Harsha, the children of Bakus, the children of Sisera, the children of Dama, the children of Nastich, the children of Hathiba, the children of Shelumah's servants, the children of Sathi, the children of Saperet, the children of Berida, the children of Ya'ala, the children of Darkun, the children of Gidel, the children of Shishbathia, the children of Hathil, the children of Pukeret, of Zubayim, the children of Amun, all the temple servants, and the children of Shelumah's servants were 392, and these were those who were up from Tel Melech, Tel Harsha, Khureb, Adan, and Amer. But they could not show their father's house, nor their seed, whether they were of Yeshareal, the father of Dalayehu, the children of Thubiah, the children of Nekuda, the children of NEKHAMJAH, were 642. And of the priests, the children of NEKHAMJAH, the children of Amos, the children of Guts, the children of Barzillai, who took the daughters of Barzillai, the Gileadi, to wife, and was called after their name. These sought their register of those who were reckoned by genealogy, but it was not found. Therefore they were like those who were polluted from the priesthood. And the successor said to them that they will not eat of the Holy of Holies until a priest stood with an Urim and Thummim. The whole congregation together was 42,360, beside their menservants and their maidservants, of whom was 7,337. And they had 245 singing men and singing women. Their horses were 736. Their mules were 245. Their camels were 435. Donkeys were 6,720. And some of the heads of the fathers gave to the work. The successor gave 1,000 drams of gold, 50 basins, 530 priestly garments to the treasure. And from the heads of the fathers they gave for the work 20,000 drams of gold, and 2,200 pounds of silver to the treasure. And that which the rest of the people gave was 20 drams of gold, and 2,000 pounds of silver, and 67 priestly garments. So the priest and the Levim and the porters and the singers and the people and the temple servants and all Yeshariel dwelt in their cities. And when the 7th month came, the children of Yeshariel were in their cities. Chapter 8. And all the people gathered themselves together, like one man, into the street that was before the water gate. And they spoke to Azra, the scribe, to bring the supper of the teaching of Moshe, which Yehuah had commanded to Yeshariel. And Azra, the priest, brought the teaching before the congregation, both of men and women, and all who could hear with understanding, upon the first day of the 7th month. And he read it before the street that was before the water gate, from the morning until midday, before the men and the women, and those who could understand. And the ears of all the people were attentive to the supper of the Torah. And Azra the scribe stood upon a pulpit of wood, which they made for that purpose. And beside him Matityaah and Shema and Anaiah and Auriah and Hilkiah and Maashiah stood on his right hand. And on his left hand was Pedaiah and Mishael and Malchiah and Hashbaddanah, Zechariah, Meshullam. And Azra opened the supper in the sight of all the people, for he was over all the people. And when he opened it, all the people stood up. Then Azra blessed Yehuah, the great Elohim, and all the people answered, Amen, Amen, with their hands lifted up. Also they bowed their heads and worshipped Yehuah, with their faces toward the ground. Also Yeshua and Bani and Sherebiah, Yamin, Akub, Shabbatai, Hodiah, Maashiah, Gelitha, Azarah, Azariah, Uzabad, Chana, Pelaiah, and the Levim caused the people to understand the teaching, and the people stood in their place. So they read in the supper, in the specific teaching. So they read in the supper, in the teaching of Elohim, making it clear and giving the meaning, and causing them to understand the reading. And NEKHAMJAH, who is the successor, and Azra, the priest, the scribe, and the Levim taught the people, saying to all the people, Today is holy unto Yehuah, your Elohim. Do not mourn nor weep. For all the people wept when they heard the words of the teaching. Then he said to them, Go your way, eat the fatness, and drink the sweetness, and send portions to them for whom nothing is prepared. for this day is holy to our Adonai. Do not be sorry, for the joy of Yahweh is your strength. Therefore the Elohim calmed all the people. Therefore the Elohim calmed all the people, saying, Hold your peace, for the day is holy. Do not be grieved. And all the people went their way to eat, and to drink, and to send portions, and to make a great celebration, because they understood the words that were declared to them. And on the second day, the head fathers of all the people, the priests and the Levim, gathered together to Azra the scribe, to understand the words of the Torah. And they found written in the teaching that Yahweh had commanded by Moshe that the children of Yisrael will dwell in booths during the feast of the 7th month, and that they will publish and proclaim in all their cities and in Yerushalayim, saying, Go forth to the mount, and fetch olive branches, and pine branches, and myrtle branches, and palm branches, and thick branches to make booths, as it is written. So the people went and brought and made themselves booths, everyone upon the roof of his house, and in their courts, and in the courts of the house of Elohim, and in the street of the water gate, and in the street of the gate of Abraham. And all the congregation of those who came out of the captivity again made booths, and sat under the booths. For since the days of Yehoshua the son of Nun until that day, the children of Israel had not done so, and there was a very great kindness. Also, day by day, from the first day to the last day, he read in the supper of the Torah of Elohim, and they kept the feast for 7 days. And on the 8th day was a solemn assembly, according to the manner. Chapter 9. Now on the 24th day of this month, the children of Yisrael were assembled with fasting, and with sackcloth, and Adamah upon them. And the seed of Yisrael separated themselves from all the children of foreigners, and stood and confessed their sins, and the iniquities of their fathers. And they stood up in their place, and read in the supper of the teaching of Yahweh their Elohim 1/4 part of the day, and 1/4 part they confessed, and worshipped Yahweh their Elohim. Then the Levim, Yehoshua, and Bani, Kadmiel, Shebaniah, Buni, Sherebiah, Bani, Kenani, stood upon the stairs, and they cried with a loud voice unto Yahweh their Elohim. Then the Levim, Yehoshua, and Kadmiel, Bani, Hashabniah, Sherebiah, Hudiah, Shebaniah, Petachia, said, Stand up, bless Yahweh your Elohim forever and ever, and blessed be his glorious name, which is exalted above all blessing and praise. You alone are Yahweh. You have made the heavens of heavens, with all their hosts, the earth and all that is in it, the seas and all that is in it, and you preserve them all. Also the host of the heavens worships you. You are Yahweh, the Elohim, who chose Abram, and brought him forth out of Ur, of the Kashdim, and gave him the name of Abraham, and found his heart faithful before you, and made a covenant with him to give the land of the Canaani, the Hitti, the Amori, and the Perizi, and the Yebusi, and the Girgashi, to give to his seed, and have performed your words, for you are righteous. And you saw the affliction of your fathers in Mizraim, and heard their cry by the sea of reeds. And you showed signs and wonders upon Paro, and on all his servants, and on all the people of his land, for you knew that they dealt proudly against them. Thus you got yourself a name, like it is this day. And you divided the sea before them, so that they went through the midst of the sea on the dry land, and their persecutors you threw into the depths, like a stone into the mighty waters. Moreover, you led them by a cloudy pillar during the day, and by a pillar of fire during the night, to give them light in the way that they should go. Also, you came down upon Mount Sinai, and spoke with them from the heavens, and gave them righteous judgments and true teachings, good statutes and commandments. Also, you made your holy shabat, and commanded them precepts, statutes, the teachings known by them by the hand of Moshe, your servant. And you gave them bread from the heavens for their hunger, and brought forth water for them out of the rock of their thirst, and promised those who would go in to possess the land. But they and our fathers dealt proudly, and hardened their necks, and did not hearken to your commandments, and refused to obey, nor were mindful of your wonders that you did among them, but hardened their necks, and appointed a captain to return to their bondage in their Elohim. But you are an Elohim ready to pardon, gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and did not forsake them. Yes, when they made themselves a mask of a calf, and said, "This is your Elohim, who brought you up out of Mitzrayim," and had worked great provocations. Yet, however, with your many mercies, you did not forsake them in the wilderness. The pillar of the cloud did not depart from them by day, to lead them in the way, neither the pillar of fire by night, to show them light, and the way in which they will go. And your ruach of goodness was given to instruct them, and your manna was not withheld from their mouth, and water was not given to their thirst. Furthermore, you sustained them in the wilderness for 40 years. They lacked nothing. Their clothes did not become old, and their feet did not swell. Moreover, you gave them kingdoms and nations, and divided them into districts. Therefore they possessed the land of Sikkim, and the land of the king of Heshbon, and the land of Aug, king of Bashan. Also you multiplied their children like the stars of the heavens, and brought them into the land of which you had promised to their fathers, so that they will go in to possess it. So the children went in and possessed the land, and you subdued the inhabitants from the land before them, the Canaani, and gave them into their hands, with their kings, and the people from the land, so that they might do with them as they would. And they took strong cities, and a fat Adama, and possessed houses full of all goods, wells, vineyards, and olive yards, and fruit trees in abundance. So they ate and were filled, and they became fat, and delighted themselves in your great goodness. Nevertheless, they were disobedient, and rebelled against you, and cast your torah behind their backs, and slew your prophets which testified against them to turn them to you, and they worked great provocations. Therefore you delivered them into the hand of their enemies, who vexed them, and in the time of their trouble, when they cried to you, you heard from the heavens, and according to your many mercies, you gave them saviors, who saved them out of the hand of their enemies. But after they had rest, they did evil before you again. Therefore you left them in the land of their enemies, so that they had dominion over them. Yet when they returned and cried to you, you heard them from the heavens, and you delivered them according to your mercies many times, and testified against them, so that you might bring them again to your teaching. Yet they dwelt proudly, and did not hearken to your commandments, but sinned against your judgments, which if an Adam does, he will live by them. But they withdrew the shoulder, and hardened their neck, and would not hear. Moreover, you continued with them and testified to them by your BeRuack in the hand of your prophets. Yet they would not give ear. Therefore you gave them into the hand of the people of the lands. Nevertheless, for your great mercy's sake, you did not completely consume them, nor forsake them, for you are a gracious and merciful all. Now therefore, our Elohim, the All, the Great, the Mighty, and the Fearsome, who keeps covenant and mercy, do not let all the trouble seem little before you that has come upon us, on our kings, on our captains, on our priests, on our prophets, and on our fathers, and on all your people, since the time of the kings of Ashur until this day. However, you are just in all that is brought upon you, for you have done righteousness, but we have done wickedly. Neither have our kings, our captains, our priests, nor our fathers kept your teaching, nor hearkened to your commandments and your testimonies, by which you testified against them. For they have not served you in their kingdom, and in your great goodness that you gave them, and in the large and fat land which you gave before them, nor did they turn from their wicked works. Behold, we are servants this day, and the land that you gave to our fathers to eat, its fruit and its goodness, behold, we are servants in it. And it yields much increase for the kings who you have set over us because of our sins. Also, they have dominion over our bodies and over our livestock at their pleasure, and we are in great distress. We make surety and write it, and our captains, our Lehuim, our priests, will seal it. Chapter 10. Now those who sealed were NEKHAMJAH, the successor, the son of HAKALJAH, and Zidkiah, Sheriah, Azaryehu, Yeremiyehu, Pashkur, Amariah, Malekiah, Hathush, Sheban-Yehu, Maluk, Harim, Meremut, Abad-Yehu, Daniel, Ginethan, Baruch, Meshulam, Abiyah, Miyayim, Maaziah, Bilgai, Shemaiah. These were the priests, and the Lehuim, both Yeshua, the son of Azaniah, Binui, the sons of Henadad, Kadmiel, and their brethren, Shabun-Yehu, Hudiah, Gilitha, Belaiah, Chana, Mika, Rechab, Hashabah, Zakur, Sherebiah, Shebaniah, Hudiah, Bani, Beninu, the chief of the people, Baruch, Pahat Moab, Elam, Zathu, Bani, Buni, Azgad, Babai, Bebai, Adoniah, Bigwai, Adin, Ather, Chizkiah, Azur, Hudiah, Chashum, Bitzai, Harib, Anitut, Nebai, Magbiash, Meshulam, Chezer, Meshizabal, Zaktuk, Yadua, Belathia, Kenan, Amiel, Husheo, Hananiah, Hashub, Halalhesh, Pileah, Shubek, Rehum, Hashabna, Maash-Yehu, and Achiyah, Chana, Anan, Maluk, Harim, Baana, and the rest of the people, the priests, the Lehuim, the porters, the singers, the temple servants, and all those who had separated themselves from the people of the lands of the teaching of Elohim, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, everyone having knowledge and having understanding. They clave to their brethren, their nobles, and entered into a curse, and into an oath, to walk in the torah of Elohim, which was given by Moshe the servant of Elohim, and to observe and to do all the commandments of Yahweh Adonai, and his servants, and his statutes, and that we would not give our daughters to the people from the land, nor take their daughters for our sons. And if the people from the land bring belongings or any victuals on the day of Shabbat to sell, that we would not buy it from them on the Shabbat, or on the holy day, and that we would leave the 7th year, and the interest of every debt. Also we made ordinances for us, to charge ourselves yearly with a 3rd part of a shekel for the service of the house of our Elohim, for the showbread, and for the continual memorial offering, and the continual ascension offering of the Shabbats of the new moons, for the set feasts, and for the holies, and for the sin offerings to make an atonement for Yisrael, and for all the work of the house of our Elohim. And we cast the lots among the priests, the Levim, and the people, for the wood offering, to bring it into the house of our Elohim, after the houses of our fathers, at times appointed year by year, to burn upon the altar of Yahweh our Elohim, like it is written in the Torah, and to bring the first fruits of our Adamah, and the first fruits of all the fruit trees, year by year, to the house of Yahweh. Also the firstborn of our sons, and of our livestock, as it is written in the teaching, and the firstlings of our shepherd, and of our flocks, to bring to the house of our Elohim, to the priests who minister to the house of our Elohim, and that we will bring the first fruits of our dough, and our offerings, and the fruit of all manner of trees, of wine and of oil, to the priests, to the chambers of the house of our Elohim, and the tithes of our Adamah to the Levim, so that the same Levim might have the tithes in all the cities of our tillage. And the priest, the son of Aharon, will be with the Levim, when the Levim take tithes, and the Levim will bring up the tithes of the house of our Elohim to the chambers into the treasure house. For the children of Yisrael and the children of Levi will bring the offering of the grain, of the new wine, and the oil, to the chambers where the vessels of the sanctuary are. And the priests that minister, and the porters, and the singers, and we will not forsake the house of our Elohim. Chapter 11. The rulers of the people dwelt at Yerushalayim. Also the rest of the people cast lots, to bring 1 of 10 to dwell in Yerushalayim, the holy city, and 9 parts to dwell in cities. And the people blessed all the men who willingly offered themselves to dwell at Yerushalayim. Now these are the chief of the province who dwelt in Yerushalayim. However, in the cities of Yehuda, everyone dwelt in his possession in their cities, Yishariel, the priest, and the Levim, and the temple servants, and the children of Shelomah's servants. And at Yerushalayim some of the children of Yehuda and of the children of Benjamin dwelt. Of the children of Yehuda, Atayah, the son of Azi, the son of Auziah, the son of Zechariah, the son of Amariah, the son of Zapathiah, the son of Mahalalel, of the children of Perez, and Mahashiah, the son of Baruch, the son of Kalhuzeh, the son of Kazayah, the son of Adaiah, the son of Uyarib, the son of Uyarib, the son of Zechariah, the son of Shilani, All the sons of Perez, who dwelt at Yerushalayim, were 468 valiant men. And these are the sons of Binyamin: Shalua, the son of Meshulam, the son of Yaed, the son of Pedaiah, the son of Gulaya, the son of Maashya, the son of Ait Ta'al, the son of Aitial, the son of Jeshojehu, and after him Gabai, Salai, 928. And Jual, the son of Zikri, was their overseer, and Yehuda, the son of Senua, was second over the city. Of the priests, Yadaiah, the son of Uyarib, Sherahiah, the son of Chilkiah, the son of Meshulam, the son of Zadok, the son of Merayut, the son of Achithub, was the ruler of the house of Elohim, and their brethren who did the work of the house were 822. And Adaiah, the son of the son of Yerayam, the son of Belaliah, the son of Amsi, the son of Zekaryehu, the son of Pashkur, the son of Melchiah, and his brethren, chief of the fathers, were 242. And Amashsaiah, the son of Azaral, the son of Achzai, the son of Meshelemut, the son of Amer, and their brethren, mighty men of valor, 128, and their overseer was Zabdaal, the son of the great men. Also of the Lehim, Shemaiah, the son of Hashub, the son of Azrikam, the son of Hashabah, the son of Hashabah, the son of Buni, and Shabbatai, and Yizabad, of the chief of the Lehim, had the oversight of the outward business of the house of Elohim. And Mattaniah, the son of Micah, the son of Zabdi, the son of Asaph, was the first to begin the thanksgiving and prayer. And Bakbukiah was the second among his brethren. And Abda, the son of Shamuah, the son of Gadal, the son of Yehutan, all the Lehim in the holy city were 284. Moreover, the porters, Akub, Thalmun, and their brethren who kept the gates were 172. And the remnant of Yeshariel, of the priests, the Lehim, were in all the cities of Yehuda, everyone in his inheritance. But the temple servants dwelt in Abel, and Zikah, and Gispa, and over the temple servants. Also the overseer of the Lehim of Yerushalayim was Outzi, the son of Bani, the son of Hashabah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micah. Of the sons of Asaph, the singers were over the business of the house of Elohim, for it was the king's commandment concerning them that a certain portion will be for the singers due for every day. And Petachiah, the son of Meshizabel, of the children of Zerach, the son of Yehuda, was at the king's hand in all matters concerning the people. And for the villages with their fields of the children of Yehuda, who dwelt at Kiryat Arba, and in its villages, and at Dibon, and in its villages, and at Yekabsal, and in its villages, and at Yeshua, and at Mulada, and at Beit Peleth, and at Chatzar Shual, and at Beersheba, and its villages, and at Ziblag, and at Mekana, and in its villages, and at Ein Rimon, and at Zaro, and at Yarmut, Zanuch, Abdalam, and in their villages, at Lachish and its fields, at Azekah and its villages. And they dwelt from Beersheba to the valley of Hinnom. Also the children of Binyamin, from Geba at Michmash, and Aiyah, and Beit Al, and their villages, and at Anatut, Nab, Ananiah, Chatzor, Rama, Gitaim, Hadid, Zebaim, Nebalat, Lud, and Anu, and Aunu, the valley of craftsmen. And of the Lehuim were divisions of Yehuda in Binyamin. Chapter 12. Now these are the priests and the Lehuim who went up with Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Yehoshua, Sheriah, Yeremiah, Azra, Amariah, Maluk, Hathush, Shekaniah, Rachum, Meremut, Idua, Ginedui, Abiyah, Minamim, Maadiah, Bilgah, Shemaiah, and Uyarib, Yadaiah, Salua, Amuk, Kilkiah, Yadaiah. These are the heads of the priests and their brethren in the days of Yeshua. These were the heads of the chiefs and their brethren during the days of Yehoshua. Moreover, the Lehuim, Yehoshua, Bininui, Kadmiel, Sherebiah, Yehuda, Mattaniah, were over the thanksgiving, he and his brethren. Also Bakbukiah and Uni, their brethren, were across from them in the watches. And Yehoshua begot Uyakim, and Uyakim begot Elishib, and Elishib begot Uyada, and Uyada begot Yonatan, and Yonatan begot Yadua. And in the days of Yonakim were priests, the heads of their fathers. Of Sheriah was Meraiah, of Yeremiah was Kenaniah, of Azra was Meshulam, of Amariah was Yehohanan, of Meliku was Yonatan, of Shebaniah was Yusuf, of Karim was Adna, of Meriyut was Helkai, of Aiddua was Zechariah, of Benethan was Meshulam, of Abiyah was Zikri, of Minyamin was Muadiah, of Minyamin was Muadiah, of Minyamin, of Muadiah was Palthai, of Bilgah was Shamuah, of Shemaiah was Yehunatan, and of Uyarib was Mattanai, of Yadaiah was Autzi, of Shalai was Kalnai, of Amuk was Aiber, of Kilkiah, Hashabah, of Yadiah, Netanel, during the days of Elishib, Uyada, and Yochanan, and Yadua. The heads of ancestral houses of the priests were recorded until the reign of Darius of Paras. The sons of Lehi, the heads of the fathers, were written in the Sefer of the Chronicles, even until the day of Yochanan, the son of Elishib. And the heads of the Lehuim, Hashabiah, Sherebiah, and Yeshua the son of Gadimal, with their brethren, stood across from them to praise, to give thanks according to the commandment of David, the man of Elohim, across from the other section. Mattaniah and Bakbukiah, Abadiah, Meshulam, Thalmun, were porters, keeping the ward of the thresholds of the gates. These were in the days of Uyakim, the son of Yeshua, the son of Uzadak, and in the days of Nehamiah, the governor, and of Azra, the priest, the scribe. And at the dedication of the wall of Yerushalayim, they sought the Lehuim out of all their places, to bring them to Yerushalayim, to keep the dedication with gladness, both with thanksgiving and with singing, cymbals, psalteries, and with harps. And the sons of the singers gathered themselves together. But out of the plain country around Yerushalayim, and from the villages of Netophathi, also from the house of Gilgal, and out of the fields of Geba and Azmawet. For the singers had built them villages around Yerushalayim. Moreover, the priests and the Levim purified themselves, and purified the people, and the gate, and the wall. Then I brought up the curtains of Yehuda upon the wall, and appointed 2 great companies of those who gave thanks, going on the right hand upon the wall toward the dung gate. And after them went Husheo, and half the captains of Yehuda, and Azariah, Azra, and Meshulam, Yehuda and Binyamin, and Shemaiah, and Jeremiah, and of the priests' sons with trumpets, Zechariah, the son of Yonatan, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Mattaniah, the son of Micaiah, the son of Zechariah, the son of Asaph, and his brethren Shemaiah, Mialai, Gilalai, Maai, Nathanael, and Yehuda, Hanani, with the musical instruments of Dawid, the man of Elohim. Also Azra the scribe led them. And at the fountain gate, which was across from them, they went up by the stairs of the city of Dawid, at the going up of the wall, above the house of Dawid, even to the water gate eastward. And the other company of those who gave thanks went opposite them, and I followed them, and half of the people upon the wall, from beyond the tower of the furnaces even to the broad wall, and from above the gate of Ephraim, and above the old gate, and above the fish gate, and the tower of Hananel, and the tower of Meah, even to the sheep gate, and they stood still in the prison gate. So the 2 who gave thanks in the house of Elohim, and I, and half of the rulers were with me, stood. And the half of the rulers who were with me stood. Also the priests, Alekum, Maashiah, Binyamin, Micaiah, Aliehu Aini, Zechariah, Gananiah, were with trumpets, and Maashiah, and Shemaiah, and Alzar, and Awutzi, and Yehohanan, and Malekiah, and Ailam, and Atzur, and the singers sang loud, with Yizrahiah, their overseer. And on that day they offered great sacrifices and rejoiced, for Elohim had made them rejoice with great joy. Also the wives and the children rejoiced, so that the joy of Yerushalayim was heard even afar off. And at the time some were appointed over the chambers for the treasures, for the offerings, for the first fruits, and for the tithes, to gather into them out of the fields of the city the portions of the teaching of the priests of Lehi. For Yehuda rejoiced for the priests, and for the Levim who waited. And both the singers and the porters kept the word of their Elohim, and the word of their purification, according to the commandment of Dawid, of Shalomah his son. For during the days of Dawid and Asaph, the old chief of the singers, and songs of praise and thanksgiving to Elohim, and all Yisrael in the days of Zerubbabel and in the days of NEKHAMJAH gave the portions of the singers and the porters every day his portion, and they sanctified holy things for the Levim, and the Levim sanctified themselves for the children of Aharon. They read in the supper of Moshe in the audience of the people, and in it was found written that the Ammoni and the Moabi will never come into the congregation of Elohim forever, because they did not meet the children of Yisrael with bread and with water, but hired Bilam against them, so that he would curse them. However, our Elohim turned the curse into a blessing. Now it came to pass, when they had heard this teaching, they separated all mixed from Yisrael. And before this, Elishib the priest, having the oversight of the chamber of the house of our Elohim, was allied to Thubiah, and he had prepared for him a great chamber, where beforetime they laid the grain, where they previously laid the memorial offerings, the frankincense, and the vessels, and the tithes of the grain, the new wine, and the oil, which was commanded unto the Levim, and the singers, and the porters, and the offerings of the priests. But in all this I was not at Yerushalayim, for in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes, king of Babel, I came to the king. Then, after certain days, I obtained leave of the king, and I came to Yerushalayim, and understood the evil that Elishib did for Thubiah, in preparing him a chamber in the courts of the house of Elohim. And it grieved me severely. Therefore I cast all the household belongings of Thubiah out of the chamber. Then I commanded, and they cleansed the chambers. And I brought the vessels of the house of Elohim there again, with the memorial offering and the frankincense. And I perceived that the portions of the Levim had not been given. For the Levim and the singers who did the work had fled, every one to his field. Then I contended with the rulers and said, Why is the house of Elohim forsaken? And I gathered them together and set them in their place. Then all Yehudah brought the tithes of the grain and the new wine and the oil to the treasuries. And I made treasurers over the treasuries Shelemiah the priest, Zadok the scribe of the Levim, Padaiah, and next to them Kana, the son of Zakkur, the son of Mattaniah, for they were considered faithful, and their office was to distribute to their brethren. Remember me, O my Elohim, concerning this, and do not wipe my good deeds that I have done for the house of my Elohim, and for its offices. I saw in Yehudah some treading wine presses on the Shabbat, and bringing in sheaves, and laden asses, as also wine, grapes, and figs, and all the burdens, which they brought into Yerushalayim on the day of Shabbat. And I testified against them during the day in which they sold victuals. Also men of Zur dwelt in it, who brought fish, and all types of things, and sold on the Shabbat to the children of Yehudah, and in Yerushalayim. Then I contended with the nobles of Yehudah, and said to them, Why do you do this evil thing, and profane the day of Shabbat? Did your fathers not do this? And did our Elohim not bring all this evil upon us, and upon this city? Yet you bring more wrath upon Yisrael by profaning the Shabbat. And it came to pass at the gates of Yerushalayim, when it became dark before the Shabbat, I commanded that the gates be shut, and charged that they will not be opened until after the Shabbat. And of my servants I set at the gates, so that no burden would be brought there during the day of Shabbat. Therefore the merchants and sellers of all types of things lodged outside of Yerushalayim once or twice. Then I testified against them and said to them, Why do you lodge around the wall? If you do so again, I will lay hands upon you. From that time forth they did not come on the Shabbat any more. And I commanded the Levim that they would cleanse themselves, and that they would come keep the gates, to sanctify the day of Shabbat. Remember me, O my Elohim, this also, and spare me according to the greatness of your mercy. Also in those days I saw the Yehudim, who had married wives of Ashdod and Ammon and Moab, and their children spoke half of the language of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Yehudim language, but according to the language of other people. And I contended with them, and cursed them, and struck some of them, and plucked off their hair, and made them swear by Elohim, You shall not give your daughters to their sons, nor take their daughters for your sons, or for yourselves. Did Shelumah, king of Yeshareel, not sin by these things? Yet among many nations there was no king like him, who was beloved of his Elohim, and Elohim made him king over all Yeshareel. Nevertheless, foreign women caused even him to sin. Then should we hearken to you to do all this great evil, to transgress against our Elohim by marrying foreign wives? And of the sons of Yehoiada, the son of Elishib the high priest, was son-in-law to Sanballat the Horoni. Therefore I chased him from me. Remember them, O my Elohim, because they have defiled the priesthood, and the covenant of the priest, and of the Lehuim. Thus I cleansed them from all the foreigners, and appointed wards of the priest, and the Lehuim, everyone in his business, and for the wood offering, and the first fruits at their appointed times. Remember me, O my Elohim, for good. The end. Thank you for listening to my interpretation of NEKHAMJAH, Nehemiah. I hope that you find my Bible series, Khureb BeRuakh, Sword of the Spirit, enlightening. The word of Yahweh is a treasure trove of mysteries. It's amazing what you'll discover when you read it with your eyes open. My name is Wendy, and you've been called out of darkness